Okay, for this video, you're going to want either a tennis ball, or if you happen to have one of these, this is a practice golf ball. So you can see there's some squish foam. This is actually my preference because it's nice and small and you can really get into the feet. But if you don't have one of these, a tennis ball will work just as great as well. I don't recommend necessarily using a lacrosse ball or a real golf ball solely because those can be really, they're just dense, and it's more challenging for the tissue to melt and release. You're going to be actually creating a lot more resistance. So I want you to have something that has a little bit of give. So standing up, and you might want something to balance on for this. You're going to do this each foot. So I'm using my small little golf ball because that's what I have. And basically you're just tracing the foot. So I'm wanting to make sure, I'm contacting that inside arch, going all the way, contacting all of my heel, getting that lateral, that outside edge arch. And then also the bones that line up with each toe are called metatarsals. So you're going to want to trace each metatarsal to the tip of each toe. And I just tried my pinky toe, and you might notice those toes that some of them, they kind of want to come together, but the intention is to help create some space and individuation between those, because what happens is our metatarsal bones tend to get compressed together through wearing socks and just tennis shoes all the time. It creates a lot of restriction, and then our toes start getting mapped in our brain from a nervous system level as kind of one unit. So we're just helping to create a little bit of differentiation there. So after you've gone up and down each metatarsal, kind of trace the whole foot, then you can find a spot and just give your body weight into it. So find a spot that feels kind of juicy. Juicy meaning that kind of hurt so good sensation, and hang out. So our feet do so much for us, but they don't necessarily get a lot of love. So this is a great thing to do if you are a walker, hiker, runner, to do before you go out and do those activities, because it will actually help create more support from the ground up so that your feet are having better, more proper functioning while you're out doing that movement. Of course, it feels really good to also do when you come back home as a restorative thing, or if in general, just add it to a part of your day where you can be consistent. It can be something you do for 1 to 2 minutes each day. So as I'm talking to you right now, I'm just moving the ball around my foot, just contacting different places, helping to open it up. One other thing I really want you to pay attention to is what's called the eye of the foot. So let's see how I can show you this. If I come up just off my heel, kind of the center of my foot, but I'm right off of my heel. So basically, if you think of, if I were to create a line going up the center of my lower leg, that's where we'd want to be. And you place the ball in that spot, what we calling the eye of the foot, and again, just hang out, but hanging out with having the intention of helping create some release up in this lower leg. So in our lower leg, the two bones in our lower leg, we have the tibia, our shin bone, and the fibula, which is on that lateral side. And between those two bones, deep to all the external muscles, is what is called the interosseous membrane. The interosseous membrane is really dense connective tissue whose main function is to act as a shock absorber. But it gets really compressed and really tight in there. So I find this is a really great way, that's an indirect approach to help create some opening up from below. So that is one of my favorite things, to give your feet some love, to help experience a little bit more support and stability in your daily life. And ideally, I'm more of a fan of consistency versus doing 10 minutes once a week, 1 day a week. So if you could do 2 minutes a day. A lot of my clients who work at computers, they'll keep these balls at their desk and just do it sitting down because that's better than not doing it all. They're just trying to integrate it in a way that makes it doable, not feel like another to-do. And so